once again, everyone, to another edition of GPL 357, where we are a few degrees short of full circle. We've got a couple of guests in. First, obviously, our co-host, the celebrity corporal, as always, on my right, DC. How are you, DC?
Hey, Zane, how are you?
And on our left is our first captain for the season, the captain not so obvious in round one, captain of the Wood Ducks, Matty Sellers. Hello, mate.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Clearly you spent a bit of time in makeup after yesterday, what I saw of you after a big night on Saturday night.
Yeah, it was an enjoyable night, and I'm glad to be back at full health.
Yeah, well, it's good to see. As always, we'll do some reviews. We'll go out to search for some Monster degrees. We'll put the captain under a few questions to see how he's going. We have 100 game players to announce, and we'll do the tips for next week. So I'll kick it off, guys. Round three. I've got your team themselves. The Wood Ducks playing the All Night Chemists, the Battle of the Youth. Both have gone on the youth program over the last few years. But the Wood Ducks, you'll be happy to know, it's a great response for that first round loss on 171. Got over the All Night Chemists on 168 in a close one. The Chemists, I must admit, I was impressed by them early, but maybe they were just pretending. Who you got there, DC?
Ferrets and Back Nine Mafia, so the early pace setters this season, plus last year's premiers, and I was expecting a close game in this one, and in the end the Ferrets just gave them a nice little touch-up, 185 to 173, so Back Nine Mafia, that's not a great score from them, but it's pretty much what they were producing last year until that exciting final series for them, but Ferrets once again just racking up the big numbers.
Yeah, they're informed, the Ferrets, they look good. What about you, Matty?
Well, I've got a blockbuster. Wally World and the Tridents, and it was the shirt-stealing Tridents that couldn't get the job done against the Wally World. They again started really, really strongly. They were in a bit of trouble. They were thinking about maybe going 1 win and 2 losses, but they've gotten over the Tridents, 174 to 167. They responded after that massive clash against the Bugles the week before and getting done. But the Tridents are in a bit of trouble now. I think they're 1 win, 2 losses. They're looking a bit shaky, so they'll need to turn that form around for next week.
Yeah, they need a win. They've got a good percentage still, but they do need wins on the board. As we always do, guys, we did venture out into the field of play, and we searched for a few of these lost degrees, and it's amazing what you... We've got the captain of the Tunners out here doing battle. How are you travelling, Gaz?
I've just collapsed, Tony.
You're joking.
I have.
It's been
I have collapsed.
not the greatest start for the Tunners this season, but this might be the day it turns around.
The captain's let him down unless I pull something out of the bag here.
You never know, you never know. Keep going, mate. Keep going.
We're
in
Get in the box. Get in the box.
Nothing better than a few beers
Amongst the
after
big
a
shirts.
wonderful round of golf.
Hey, don't tell me I'm a sewer rat.
Oh, you look a bit already.
I'm a Trident or a Wood Duck.
What's with the uniform here, Dave?
Well,
In
the
the
Buglers
blue?
are getting rid of the shirt, so I thought that I was getting my new shirt today.
They're getting pink ones.
The shirt or the colour?
Well, the colour's going to stay the same, I think. I think we're sticking with red. Championship red.
But 38,
For the
well
finals.
done, and Precy, 39 when it counts.
Captain Rat, hopefully help the boys get
That's
over
the
the line.
captain's in his re-inspired by
No good today.
And
Okay.
Sammy
No
fought
good.
back
Not today.
from 7 down to be 4 down. So good count. Good count
Good
against
stuff, guys.
Kenty and the boys.
Well
Ask
done,
Kev
the
how
captain
he-
of the Cruftables. This is a big day for the Cruftables against the Buglers, the mighty Buglers. Can you knock them off?
Oh, I think so. We've got a good start. We've got a 22 in already against their 39. So
Yeah, well,
we're on the way.
that's only one of many, though.
Yeah,
They've got a
but,
few out there vulnerable today.
Oh, well, they'll be all, most of them will be pennant men and they'll be a bit preoccupied with tomorrow.
Here we
that
have
could
on the
be true.
17th the
All right,
Wolf
Johnny,
Pack,
good luck, mate.
all 4. Guys, how are we travelling? Up against the Vultures.
Bit of a battle.
A bit of a battle. They've got a 46 in, just so you know.
Just a lazy 46.
However, not much after that, so come on, guys.
You don't need a lot after 46.
You can do it. Not much from the pack. Well, all doom and gloom for the old Wolf Pack out there, up against the 46. How did they go, DC, in the end?
Well, surprisingly, they got up and won. They looked flat, didn't they? On the ball course there. Emilio Bassi had 46 points, and he was pretty much the only vulture that turned up on the day. Sensational score from him. All ended up being worthless almost at the end of the team. 168 they scored, and the Wolfpack managed to get a managed to put together a score of 182, which is a great score considering they'd lost their first 2 games. So necessary win from them. It really puts the Vultures in a difficult position on the ladder as at 0-3.
Yeah, it's a ladder position, Darren. You can give them some advice on, because I have from last year. I've got your guys against the Buglers, who simply looked too good. They were too good for you guys. 184, another massive score on the back of their marker offer, and you guys, it's worrying times. We were looking to put last season's disaster behind us, but it's beginning to look like this may be a bit of a mirror of that season. You need a win, you need to respond, and I'd say you need it quickly.
On the bright side, we did score 172 last year. That would have been almost their best score for the year, and we walked off feeling like we didn't play well on the day. So there is signs for us to improve for the rest of this year. Now, I had a request from one of the Buglers that I needed to come on and make an apology after saying that they were going to slide this year. So I would like to apologise. Unfortunately, I can't. Let's move on to the next game.
I don't blame you. Well, we'll see. What about you, Matty?
Well, I've got the F Troop versus the Phoenix now. The Phoenix, they got eliminated in the team survivor this week with the worst score, and it just so happens that the F Troop had the second worst score for the week, 163 against 155. So the F Troop got up, even though they had an off week, and they still got the job done. It's just got to be questionable now about the Phoenix, the early morning crew. They're playing fast and they're well fed, but they're just not getting the job done. So they need to have a good hard look at themselves. Mitch Crandall, they're one of their afternoon players, and they need to find something from within and really bring some good scores in.
Yeah, very good timing from F Troop. Time their 4 round to perfection, you have to suggest. 2 more reviews. What about you, DC?
Okay, I've got the Tunners and the Gunners. So this one was fairly close. In the end, I think it came down to the final score, or final group came in. Rod Lennox came in with a sensational 42 and got the Tunners over the line in a big win for them. The Gunners showing some good early season form, but the Tunners 176 to 170, so a win that sort of keeps them, basically their first win of the season, so it keeps them in touch with the rest of the pack.
The Tunners, they do ride their momentum. When they get on a roll, they roll hard. So like a keg, which I'm sure they'll crack open if they win this thing. Matty, what about you, bud?
The last one we've got is the Wanderers versus the Silverats, and the Silverats got up 175 to 167. So Simon Priest will be very relieved about that win. They've now got a couple on the board. A little bit unsure about them. Their scoring's been okay, but they're certainly looking up after a couple of wins. And the Wanderers, it's their first loss for the year, so I don't think there's much need to panic. However, 167, they do need to get that score up into the 170s to have a chance.
Yes, they do. Well, I mean, what we might do is just ask you a few pointed questions about how the season's gone so far.
Sure.
And we might start just, you've had 2 wins since you had the first round off when the team lost. Are you putting it all down to yourself?
Well, look, we did have a few guys away. I won't put it all down to myself, because it hasn't been that instrumental in our wins so far. But I think a few boys took the week off in that first week, just with holidays and whatnot, and they actually didn't even realise the first round was on. But since then, we've turned up and we've played really well. So it's good to see we've got 2 wins on the board, especially against the Kenneth and beating Jamie Bain and his crew.
Okay, looking at the ladder here in the for and against, I might take you to task on that. You've turned up and played well, because you're down here with having scored 500 points after 3 rounds, which is actually the lowest in the entire competition.
Yeah, definitely.
So is it just a case that you've actually been playing some bottom-feeding teams and got away with a couple of wins? Or is it just that first week was so low you're gradually making your way back up to it?
I think our first week of 149, which actually seemed like we only had 4 players out there with that kind of score. I think that's affecting our percentage quite a bit, considering we've been over into the 170s and 180 in round 2 as well. So I think we have played quite well. It's just that first week that's really brought us down.
Okay. And speaking of it affecting your performance, the Trident's uniform.
Yeah.
How is that going down? Because the way we see it, we've got the Wood Ducks uniform and the Trident's uniform. They look fairly similar.
Yeah, and they continue to joke about it, but I don't think it's much of a laughing matter. I got messages when I was in Asia from Dill, and he was a little bit distraught. I think it threw him, to be honest, and it threw our team, which just contributed to that very low score.
Is there any legal representation on the Wood Duck side that can take copyright?
Well, it's got to be something that we'll have to talk about, and we'll definitely be talking to the Tridents. I'd just like to put out a request first of all to the Tridents to do the right thing. They've got a shirt every year for the last 7 or 8 years. I think they can quite happily go back to one of their other shirts. It's just the right way to do it. We don't want to go down the track of having a court case or doing any legal action. So I think if they can do the right thing and just take those shirts off the rack for this year.
Well, it looks like it'll be a nice matchup in the Tridents.
This.
They might be playing for the shirt.
I do actually, the right to wear the shirt. I did notice one very clever thing they did. They got the Trident logo on the collar, so when it gets into finals time and everyone's rugged up with the jumper, they'll be able to, their logo will still be shown during the interviews.
That's right, but I think one thing about that is we actually have the GPL signage on our sleeve, which they don't have. So I think we're kind of supporting the league a little bit more. But again, that's not my call.
Yes, well, we look forward to this match against you too. I think there'll be heaps of ribbing. We might all put you together, and then we'll just have this sea of blue going around the course, all looking the same.
Right.
How lovely that is. We do have a 100-game player, the first one to hit 100 games for the season, and it's a big one. It's the first woman to do 100 games. Irina Lee of the Wanderers. She started in the Brothers in Arms in 2007, moved to the Wanderers in 2012, and hasn't looked back. One of the personal highlights for her, naturally, her magnificent 2015 season, all the trophy, and was runner-up in the Charles Latrobe medal. So well done, Irina, on your 100 games. So all we've got left to do now, guys, is to run through the tips. So the first one is two teams that are hit form, the Ferrets against the Wolfpack. This should be a cracking game. It's hard to go past the Ferrets for me. Their form over the last part of last year and the start of this year has been outstanding. For me, the Ferrets will get up.
Yeah, I'm happy to jump on the Ferrets bandwagon until they hit a brick wall. So I think Ferrets comfortably in this one.
Yeah, definitely. I was with a lot of the Ferret boys over in Asia, and they were playing a lot of great golf over there, and they've obviously brought it back and to Australia, and they're playing great here as well.
Yeah, and now the Backnell Mafia against the Gummers. The Backnell Mafia need to do something. They're in their defence. They're 1 and 2 against the Gummers, who've shown some form. I think the Mafia will respond and get up.
It's a big game, isn't it? It's early on the season we call them an 8-point games, but Backnell Mafia, they have to win this one. Gummers also sitting with a win and a draw. I'm going to draw. I'll go draw on this one.
Draw. Yeah, that's controversial. Look, I think the Gummers will get up. They've got Cal and Shane keeping their team up. Ash Pedler's due for a really big score as well. He had some great Sunday form recently. So I think the Gummers will get up in a close one.
Battle of the Rodents next up. The Vultures versus the Sewerats. It's actually not, but anyway, the Vultures versus the Sewerats. The Sewerats are playing well.
Vultures have always been considered rodents of the sky.
Well, they need to chew hard because they haven't had a win, and I doubt they're going to get it this year. I think the Sewerats will be too good for them, and the Vultures need to find something quickly.
Well, if you don't win on a day one of your players has 46, I'm not sure when you can get a win. Sewerats, they can go to 3-1, which will be rarefied air for these guys so early in the season. So I think it's just too good an opportunity for them to pass up and the Sewerats comfortably.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Sewerats will get up as well, but just got to be careful of the Charles Latrobe medalist from last year, Michael Campese. I think he's ready to go off, and hopefully he can find some friends as well. But I do think the Sewerats will get up.
He'll need to go off. Tunners versus the Phoenix. As soon as the Tunners have the win, I jump on. The Tunners' momentum, I think, will be too big for the Phoenix, who seem to be just enjoying the early morning. But that's about it. So Tunners for me.
Well, the Phoenix are a very up and down team, aren't they? So last week was a shocker for them. They could just as easily bounce back this week and have a good one. But I think the Tunners sort of started to wind it into gear last week, so maybe the Tunners in a close one.
Yeah, I actually think the Phoenix will get up there in a close one, definitely. I just think, yeah, as you said, they're very up and down. I think this will just be one of their up weeks where the early morning boys bring in some scores.
Like tossing a coin for them. The Wanderers against Swallowwell, and the Wanderers started well. This really is an acid test for them to see if they're going to be up and about deep into this season. Against Swallowwell, it's very hard to go past Swallowwell. Their form has been very good so far. So I think Swallowwell might just pick the Wanderers in a close one.
Yeah, again, Wanderers last year, I think they won the first 5, didn't they? Very good in March and April, and they bank wins and then fall off the fall off the map a little bit as we get later on in the season, and Wally will just keep on keeping on. It's hard to go past them though, but Arena League, 100 games. Let's see, maybe the Wanderers might get up in an upset on this one.
Yeah. I'll have to go Wally World. I can't go against them. They're just such a strong team of morning players that I think I'll get the job done.
Yeah, it should be a close one, that one. Next, F Troop against the Ormond Chemists. F Troop got over with a low score last week. The Chemists seem to be just struggling to find a win. I actually like the Troop. They're starting to show that they might be a force again this season, so I think the Troop might get over the Chemists, who, in my eyes, are starting to disappoint.
I think F Troop have read Brad Gilbert's book, How to Win Ugly, and they've done a very good job of that so far this season. And the Chemists losing pretty. I mean, down in 17th spot, but scoring highly every week. Last week was a bad one for them though. This is it. Season over, Chemists, if you don't perform this week. So all 11 of you need to perform. And this is the last time I'm tipping you. Chemists.
Yeah, I'll agree with Darren. I think this is the all-night Chemist time to have a win. I think F Troop, especially being a stroke round, I think with a few of their higher handicappers, they could struggle. So I'm going to back the Chemists.
Well, there we go. Tridents against the Gruffinals. Once would have been a blockbuster, but now we've got a situation where this really is a must-win game for both teams. They need to arrest the slide and get themselves back in the winning list. It's going to be closer. I actually think the Corruptibles might get themselves up. A few of the guys are starting to show some form, and rumour has it Christian York might be playing, so this could see the Corruptibles get up and about.
Well, again, if we delve back through the archives, this is the one game that we won last year. So we look forward. We have a good track record against the Tridents. And take Jeff Blackman out, who's had a sensational start to the season in his comeback here. The rest of the Tridents really haven't brought much to the table at all this season. So I think we're comfortable in this one. Corruptibles easily.
I'm going to have to go to the Tridents again. Being a stroke round, I think a few of your higher handicappers may struggle. And they've got a fairly solid kind of mid-handicap range team with Jeff Blackman leading from the front, so I'll go the Tridents.
Your Wood Ducks, Matty, against the all-conquering Buglers. As much as you sitting next to me, I'd like to say you're a chance. The Buglers have looked bulletproof. And I'm here to say I'm tipping the Buglers for the first time since I can remember. They are magnificent.
Was this a one-point game last year? Was it a very close game?
Yep, it was.
So, look, I'd love to tip the Wood Ducks, but the Buglers, again, that 185 last week, 185 the week before, they're just finding a way to put big numbers on the board. We're a long way from finals, but they're looking like they're definitely going to be up towards the pointy end until they go out in straight sets. Buglers for mine in this one.
I think the Wood Ducks, we like jumping up to a challenge, which was seen against Wally World in the first qualifying final last year, where we knocked them off after they had such a great season. So I don't think you should count us out, but we'll just have to wait and see on Saturday.
Well, so there we go. That's a wonderful review of what round 4. There's some big matches going there. There's really going to have to be some teams that stand up under the pressure. Thanks a lot, guys, for coming along, DC. Thanks for your insightful comments as always. And Matty, thanks for answering a few pointed questions. And I'm pleased to see you back on deck after what has been a fairly big weekend. Don't forget, everyone, if you want to win this thing, you need to turn up and play well. This has been GPL 357, and we'll see you on the weekend.